hell, that, we might be replacing Blue quicker than I realized. Alright, is Blue about to be my new favorite character? He gets skewered and his reaction, ooh, that hurt a little. Ooh, I'm gonna need some ice for that. Like, what is this guy? So today we're breaking down the latest insane episode of Loser Ranger. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, show your support, consider subscribing if you're new around here, and we do have the full live reactions and exclusives over on Patreon, so let's do this. The fact that people will still try to unironically tell me this is a bad season. Listen, if some people are like, hey, I don't like the pacing, I don't like the structuring from the manga, whatever, that's fine. But to the anime onlys that are still trying to act like this is a less enjoyable season than the first, I don't need your negativity. Take it somewhere else. This has been an insanely good season. And the final hurrah of the Monster Enthusiast arc is batshit insane. The fact that there was 4 fake outs of deaths, and sometimes fake outs can be like, oh man, they're really stretching their limit here, like you're trying to make us care, but then like nothing happens. No, pretty much kickstart this episode off with Imposter Blue, the dude who ended up taking over Blue's role. The dude aura farmed. Now this is the day of aura farming. Now I'm not saying it's 2B Hero X level aura farming, but the fact that this man got skewered through his stomach, Deadass looked at it, said, that stung. I thought for sure we were building up to that little girl ending up getting Blue's spot officially at some point, like maybe this guy dies or whatever, right? I know Red said he didn't want someone short in the Blue spot, but screw Red, we don't give a shit what he thinks. That man went from, what a scumbag, all he cares about is money. Like 2 minutes prior, he's talking about how like, oh, I'm not going to get paid as much now, right? Like, who wants to root for a guy like that? And immediately they pull the rug from underneath us and we say, wait a second. This man patched himself up with some ice magic and said, huh, that sucks. You end the last episode with Yellow being a complete and utter evil menace. And I'm like, man, there's no way you're going to get me to like a Ranger more than that. Like, I know he's an asshole and probably should die too. And then Blue said, hold my beer. What a goated character. Like, holy hell. And then you have the Pink stuff. So Pink's ability is like the 3-second rule, as she says. It's like you drop the food, you got 3 seconds to pick it up before you got to worry about it. But in this case, oh shit, my head got cut off? Let's rewind that bitch and make sure we're good. So they immediately show you her head getting cut off, and I'm like, well, we've already replaced Blue, who's saying we can't replace Pink. No, she's fine. And then I think, oh, so they're clearly going to do the same thing for Hibiki, because he's running to his sister. Yeah, his head's... No, like, he actually died there. So then, she does the rewind, so she gets skewered. And I'm like, how many times are you going to show me characters getting massacred by Scarecrow from Batman? And currently, they're all walking it off. But I gotta admit, they definitely have me suspicious Pink ain't making it to the finish line. But here's the thing. It's actually insane how if you just remove a couple of elements from the Loser Ranger force, they're actually heroic-ish. Like, eliminate the Yellow Squadron. Now, maybe not all... Like, here's the thing. It sounds, like, discriminatory, but, like, at the end of the day, Yellow feels like it's too corrupted at the top. We just need to purge all of Yellow. Same thing with Red. Get rid of Red and Yellow Squadrons and keep the Green, Blue, and honestly, as crazy as Pink can be, she's not even close to the other two. You actually kind of have, like, some heroic aura going on there. What's actually going to happen is Red's just going to continue to be a psycho bitch, and, it was good. There was definitely some noticeable 3D when it came to the giant monstrosities, but because it's a dark scene, all things considered, it's nighttime, and for the most part, the lighting's like flames and stuff. It's, like, far from horrible. It's not like we're in a bright, forest or a field where the sun's blasting on them and you're like, ooh, that's a very obvious 3D model. No, it's like these things are not only monstrosities, so their weird looks kind of aid to the horror atmosphere, but also the lighting makes them blend in fairly well against the other 2D objects, whether the environment or the characters themselves. It's really hard to imagine how they end this season, though, because, like, either Hibiki gonna, like, just decide to move on, or he has to die, or D has to get a new identity. Which, to be honest, as much as we've gotten used to D in Hibiki's body, it would be kind of interesting seeing him have to get a new identity at this point. But then just watching everyone, just the weird combinations of relationships that you never thought. Like Hibiki running with Double X here, like I never would have expected that type of dynamic, and I totally thought X was going to get herself killed there in terms of what was happening. I have no idea who's actually making it to the finish line of this season, but it would be a very big shame if we didn't get a season 3, because initially Loser Ranger was produced as 2 cores, right? So that's why we got a fairly quick turnaround for season 2. So it's not like they have a third core, they could have a third core brewing, but it's not like we're going to see it in 6 or 9 months. It would be probably a couple years, if anything. But I hope they give it to us, because where they have ultimately gone in this show has kept my interest more the longer it went on. And we went from a show where I was like, oh, it's interesting. We got this Duster who just wants to kill all the Rangers, to now I'm like, man, I really hope we can restructure the hierarchy of the Ranger Force, because there is an element of good that is there, but there's just so much corruption that needs to be purged, including wannabe Homelander and his crazy uncle who wants to probably stab Homelander in the back. At this point, though, I am pretty sure Red is the strongest of the Rangers, which prior to last episode, I've been under the impression that Red pretty much, he rules through fear, so that's why he's able to do what he does. But given the fact that Yellow clearly would stab Red in the back in order to get his spot if he could, I don't see how a crazy bastard like that would have already stabbed Red in the back if he wasn't, a weak piece of shit. So I think if all the Rangers ganged up on Red, probably would be defeated, but I definitely think Red is ruling not only just through fear, but also fear of what he's capable of, not just when he goes up against puny mortals, sort of a thing. Crazy good episode, among the best we've seen in this series to date. Great action. They baited me like 4 times with who is living, who is dying, but at this point, like, I'm starting to think no one making it out of this arc quite alive, or at least without a few battle scars that's going to give them some PTSD. Your thoughts? What are you thinking of this season? You enjoying it just like myself? Let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, ring that bell of course, and yes, Patreon, full exclusives like live reactions, and I also give a video shout out as well. So today we got The Legend of Sora 73, Humanoid, Shadow, Askar, Armana, Kev, Joanne, Devil May Carter, and we also have Saint Liam. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You'll have a good one.